I think selecting race distances are very individual. If you take someone with an athletic profile in their history of sport, and they come from a running background or a cycling background, and they've already had that leg wear and tear, you know, their development's going to be a lot faster. Granted, they have to learn the sport specificity of swimming. So, you know, what's the time frame where you can recommend someone to do a half Ironman race or a 101 series type race? You know, I think the minimum amount of time is that it definitely should not be done in your first year, and the second year is maybe when you can possibly look at it. And that evolution is you're really going to improve over 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 years down the road. But definitely, there's got to be a year where you're gradually building up your system, regardless of your background. The 101 series is a much different energy cost series than a 70.3 series. In other words, if you look at the athletes that are doing well in the 70.3, a lot of Olympic distance athletes have stepped up and gone to 70.3. The times are fast. The nutritional issue isn't as big a concern on the bike, and it becomes a bigger issue at the end of the run, but not a huge one. But all of a sudden you go to a 101 series and you add on another hour and a half to the race time to 2 hours, that nutrition becomes a bigger factor, and that muscular endurance component starts to gravitate more closely to an Ironman race. So I think it's an interesting blend. I always liked that, the Nice distance, which we used to race in Nice, France, and I liked that distance because I felt it was a more supreme test in preparation for an Ironman distance race. You look at the halves. We have so many great half Ironman athletes, but they can't do diddly-boo in the Ironman race. That difference of riding that extra 56 miles and trying to hold a certain work rate, and there's a tremendous drop-off in the pace on the bikes, and of course, I mean, on the run, the attrition on the run is just staggering. You can have guys that run between 114 to 118 in a half, and they have difficulty breaking 315 in the Ironman.